Hey guys, what's up? My name is Bharat, you're watching iGyan, and I have the keys to the new Porsche Taycan. So the Taycan is Porsche's first electric car, and it's one of the first electric cars in a sedan format available in India as well. It obviously goes into the luxury side of things, and the Taycan starts at 1.5 crores here in India. So the Taycan will be available in all its variants in India as well. So you get the Taycan 4S, the Taycan Turbo, and the Taycan Turbo S, but you also get the Cross Turismo options, which include the 4 Cross Turismo, the 4S, as well as the Turbo Cross Turismo. So we've seen this front end before. You've seen it in the Mission E concept. You've seen it for the past couple of years overseas. It comes to India, really aggressive front end, looks really nice on the Taycan, and the LED lights, which is now a standard thing in modern luxury cars. Being an electric, you get LED matrix lights as standard, even on the base variant of the Porsche Taycan. So you get a few charging options. When you buy the car, you get an 11 kilowatt charger. You can connect it to a single phase or a 3-phase power supply depending on the availability in your house, and Porsche will also send a team to help you set this up. But you can also buy an optional 22 kilowatt charger, which can fully charge the car in about 4 hours. So that'll be a good option for people who do have the power capabilities in their house to install, and especially if you're buying a car like this, you probably can make arrangements for power. On the DC side of things, now this is an AC charging spec that I was telling you about, but if you go to the DC side of things, you do get up to 270 kilowatts of charging. In India, unfortunately, right now, the maximum you get in a couple of places in Maharashtra is 250 kilowatts. So you do have a few hotels that offer up 150 kilowatts. So drive in, have a cup of coffee. It takes about 45 minutes to fully charge the car. The idea here is that you're not going to be fully charging it all the time. You don't let it drain out like your smartphone. So you're going to be topping up. So if you're using this as a daily driver, drive about 40, 50 kilometers, go top it up at some charging point or even at your own house, and then you're ready to go the next day. And that's the idea behind electric cars in India right now, at least. So India does get a few options as standard. So things that you typically don't get in the Taycan overseas, India gets them as stock. So air suspension is one of them. Most of their luxury cars do have air suspension in India, and the Taycan also does have that. Another thing that you get as standard is the panoramic sunroof. This car has that as a standard, and then you also have a lot of color options in the base variant that are available without an extra charge. You also get 4-zone climate control as standard. This is not the norm overseas as well. This is something that they've done specifically for India. They're targeting family guys for the Taycan. It is a 4-seater car after all, so you do get 4-zone climate control as standard in India. So despite the sporty appearance, these electric cars are really practical, and the Taycan is no less. So you do get a frunk, and you do get this space. You can see that they have the charger in here. This thing is a pretty heavy thing. So this is what you'll get with the car, so that you can plug it in on the go, in your house, whatever. And you do get this cubby hole sort of space. You can keep some luggage, maybe groceries, fruits in the fruit. So on the back, you do have this iconic light bar that stretches across the back. You also have the Porsche letters that you want to touch, but you can't because they're behind this glass. But you have this electric sort of design in the logo. And this Taycan is standard. So there's no love for the Taycan, but there's a lot of love for the Porsche brand. And this is the button to pop the boot. You can also do it from the key, and then you get a pretty decent size rear compartment, and you also get a spare. This is not a full-size spare, but this is an inflatable spare. So if you're on the go in a pinch, you can install it and get to your destination. On the back, you also have some 12-volt sockets to connect maybe an ice box or a vacuum cleaner, and then you do have some pockets on the side as well. There's some additional space under the floor, which will be ideal for sort of placing your car charger. You can hide it away, or you can have some precious items stored here, maybe gold bricks or whatever that you'll need to pay for this car. So you can see the instrument cluster over here is completely digital, and it's a wide screen, but you also have some buttons over here. So your light buttons over here and some chassis buttons on the right side. And you also have some options over here, your navigation, sports chrono, etc. You can activate from here. This car does have the sports chrono package, so you can see the stopwatch in the center, and you also do have a third screen for the passenger. This is also an option that you have to option out separately, but these 3 screens, the center screen, the front driver instrument cluster, as well as this sort of climate control screen are standard. This can also be used to control the main screen. So this is like a touchpad that allows you to control the options on the main screen. You also get your battery information along with how much charge and approximate range, and you can also pre-cool or heat the batteries from here. This is a very interesting touch panel because it's almost like a haptic touch. So when you tap on something, it actually feels like a button because you also get audio feedback as well as a vibration from the screen itself. So you get most of your options here, and then you get quick options for the top screen, which also is fairly wide, but this empty space is what is bothering me. But if you go into any menu option, then you get the full wide screen as well. This car also has an option for the electronic sports sound. This is something that is not standard. I think it should have been standard, but this is a loading that you can pay for so that your electric car feels more sporty. When you are driving it, it'll give you an electric sporty sound. So just like the Panamera, if you want to control the climate control, you have to do it through this menu with these little knobs over here. But you do have some preset options. If you want to just diffuse the air into the cabin, it'll do that automatically for you. You can get it focused, or if you want to choose your own custom air positioning, you can do that from here. And then you can also increase or decrease the amount of air coming through that vent from here as well. So no pulling or pushing on the air vent. You have to do everything from this menu. So even with a tall person like me, there's quite a lot of space on the front seat, and you also get a panoramic sunroof. You don't have a blind or any kind of cover on the bottom, and the sunroof doesn't open up, but this glass is heat resistant, so it is a temperature controlled glass. So even if there is direct sunlight, it will not heat up the cabin of the car, so that's cool. The interiors have standard vegan leather, and that is also, you don't need to option it out. This color, for example, is available in the base package without any additional money being spent. So that was the Taycan, but we also have the third generation of the Macan, so let's quickly go check that now. So a facelift, some new features on the outside as well as the inside. Let me quickly take you through all of those, and also let's go inside and see the new elements inside as well. So LED lights are standard now, and you also have new air scoops, so a new design for that. So you also have this 3D effect front plate, which looks quite nice, and you'll see this on other parts of the car as well. So you still have the clamshell hood, but you do have dual creases on either side, making the Macan look a lot more sporty than what I remember it to be. So the back end is also different, but if you look at it till about the lights, it's almost identical to the previous generation, but it gets more rounded at the bottom. You still get this 3D effect on the rear bumper as well, so that looks nice. Again, slightly more sporty. So you're looking at the rear, you're looking for a boot release button, you can't find it. You press the letters, no, you press the rear wiper, and the boot opens up. Pretty decent sized boot, get lots of luggage in here. You also have some underfloor storage. You also have an inflatable spare over here, so you can fill this up with the included air pump, and if you need it in an emergency, you can use that. So you get a lot of new things here in this new style interior. So you get the new steering wheel. There's a GT style steering wheel. You've seen this in their sportier cars. It's now available on the Macan as well. You get the new larger style infotainment display. Now this is the same thing that is in the Panamera. You've seen this in the Taycan as well. And on the bottom, the Macan was the only car with buttons still, and that has been replaced with screens and touchscreen buttons here. So a new sort of facelifted interior for the new Macan. So that was a quick look at the new Porsche Taycan and the new Macan. Macan's available immediately. Taycan can be booked, will be available in January. So you can go to the Porsche website, check out your nearest dealer. If you like the video, don't forget to smash the like, hit the subscribe if you're not already a part of Team iGyans. This has been Bharat. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.